This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with new information on a deadly crash in the metro. Authorities are now identifying the man who died at the Interstate Exchange. The victim is 39-year-old Lucas Azier of Fargo. Authorities say he was riding in a car this past Wednesday with 50-year-old Don Keplin of Fargo at the I-94 and I-29 interchange when there was an issue with the car they were towing. They stopped on the ramp and got out to check things over when another car hit them from behind. That driver is 41-year-old Shondi Cordner of Clitheroe, Minnesota. He is now charged with possession of meth. Keplin was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. No other information was released. New at noon, while national bird flu cases are going down, North Dakota officials are extending the ban on all poultry and bird events until further notice. Back in March, the State Board of Animal Health canceled all shows, public sales, and exhibitions of poultry and other birds. Officials say they will continue to monitor and assess the risk and revisit the ban at their meeting in September. Family members of the 21-year-old mother who was killed after a shooting at a Fargo restaurant says a fundraiser previously planned is still happening. A fundraiser for Lucia Garcia and her son Dominique is happening at St. Henry's Catholic Church in Perham on June 12th. Lucia recently died after being shot while eating at Plaza Azteca 2 weeks ago. Her 7-month-old son is still alive, and now family is raising funds to pay for medical bills and funeral expenses. A tragic milestone on the calendar. The war in Ukraine started 100 days ago. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia controls about 20% of their country. Russian troops have been making slow but steady gains in the eastern Donbass region. Cities in Florida are bracing for a potential tropical rainstorm this weekend. The cities of Miami and Miami Beach are checking their pumps to ensure they're working. Although the storms have yet to come, both cities want to be sure they can clear out any unwanted water quickly. To the weather in the Red River Valley, much calmer today and for part of the weekend. Lisa Green has your forecast this Friday afternoon. Lisa?
A good afternoon. It is a beautiful Friday here. We've got lots of sunshine. We've got blue skies. I'm not seeing any clouds here in our Fargo view on our tower cam, and traffic moving along just fine as we've got dry conditions here this morning. This afternoon now. Let's take a look at our temperatures. We're working our way up slowly. We're in the 50s and 60s, 59 in Fargo, 60 in Fargo. Just got an update there. 61 in Grand Forks, 63 in Jamestown, 56 in Bemidji, and 61 in Fergus Falls and Devils Lake. So running a bit cool, but that sunshine does make a big difference for feeling pretty warm. And a look at your radar and satellite map, it's nice to see that we're between areas of rain. There's some up into Ontario and then some showers down into South Dakota, and in between we've got that sunshine and clear sky. So here's a look at our forecast for Fargo. Expect temperatures to be on the rise. We'll get into the upper 60s and low 70s throughout the valley. Fargo right around that 71-degree high. Now, a reminder, this time of year the sun is very strong, and days like today can be deceiving because it doesn't feel hot, but the sun's intensity, the UV index, still high at 7 today. That means if you're not properly protected, you could burn in about 30 minutes. So make sure you're wearing that sunblock, your hat, sunglasses, and finding shade, especially right now during the time of day between 10 and 2 o'clock when the sun is the strongest. Just a reminder as we're heading into that season, and we're going to talk more about if we'll see some summertime temperatures coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Lisa. So while it may not feel like summer right now, it may be time to tell your teenager to get a job for the summer. A report from Drexel University shows this summer is expected to be the best job market for teens in 15 years. 33% of 16 to 19-year-olds will be employed between June and August, the highest rate since 2007. The report says an hourly wage of $15 or more should help draw teens into the workforce. New research shows more children are winding up in the hospital after taking the sleep supplement melatonin. The CDC reports a 530% increase in pediatric melatonin ingestions reported to poison control over the last decade. The largest spike occurred during the pandemic. The first Sunday in June is National Cancer Survivors Day, and advocates are looking to spread the word to millions of patients on all the available resources. Astrid Martinez has more.
44-year-old Kamisha Williams is a breast cancer survivor, diagnosed nearly 6 years ago.
I felt alone. I felt lost. I did not know where to begin.
Then she found resources at the American Cancer Society, including an 800 number for patients and the Reach to Recovery program, connecting breast cancer patients with trained volunteers who are also survivors.
She suggested things like asking the doctor if it was okay if I could record our session so I could go back and replay, so I could be reminded of what my treatment was like.
There are nearly 17 million cancer survivors in the U.S., a number expected to increase to 22 million in the coming years due to our aging population and advances in early detection and treatment.
We've had a 32% mortality decline since 1991, and those cancer survivors have specialized needs post-treatment.
Dr. Karen Knudsen is CEO of the American Cancer Society. She says research for survivors is critical.
The importance of not just bringing someone to the point where they are 5 years beyond their last therapy, but enhancing their quality of life at that time. The goal is to identify what is the personalized health plan for that individual moving forward.
Kamisha is now a Reach to Recovery volunteer.
You're paying it forward being part of this program.
I am. Even before my treatment, this was something that I knew that I wanted to do. I wanted to be the type of support that I had.
Because every survivor should have that support for their fight. Astrid Martinez, CBS News.
More than 60% of cancer survivors are over the age of 65. Coming up at noon, a lifetime of healing through easing hunger. The cafeteria workers celebrating a major milestone. Plus, a pleasant Friday ahead. Lisa Green lets us know if we'll see more summer-like weather.